Gospel Mood Entertainment. I am Sister Kim, and I'm here with the brilliant, the wonderful, the creative, who's inspired a lot of people, like yourselves who are watching right now, Allan Jones, also known as Allan Booker Jones. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's so nice to be with you, Kim.
So nice to be here
Wonderful
with you.
facility you have here.
Thank
God bless you.
Thank you, Allan. So, we know that you're running for?
Regional Councillor, Wards 2 and 6 in Brampton.
That is awesome.
Maybe before we even start, so that people can be a bit more focused, is to tell them where is Wards 2 and 6.
Okay.
And it's that area north of Bovaird up to Mayfield. That's north to south. And on the east, it's 410. On the west, it's Winston Churchill. And then from Bovaird down between Winston Churchill and Mississauga Road, going all the way down to Steeles, that block. And then below Steeles, going down to the 407, and then come across to Mavis Road, Steeles, Mavis Road, Winston Churchill.
That sounds like a big ward.
It's big, it's like a sea. I was driving through it the other day and I'm thinking, Lord, be with me, please. It's well big.
Wow. So what has inspired you to run for general regional?
Well, you know what, I'm always doing, 30 years now I'm doing stuff in the community, our community and the wider community. And I thought, I've always I interview a lot of people and they're running for elections and I'm thinking, I can do that.
Yeah.
Then I said, this year it kind of came to me like the Spirit said, if not now, when?
Yeah.
And if not you, who? Some great man said that. I don't recall who. And I said, maybe I should, I can do a lot for the community, not just the black community, South Asian community, everybody, because I'm here for everybody. And that's it.
That's awesome. What commonalities did you find when, interviewing other candidates that they have that's different from what you're bringing forth now while you're running?
Well, one thing I notice, people really want to do something for the community. I have to give them that. But it's always the same thing. We can bring jobs, we can do... And in fact, at the municipal level, you can't do much about jobs per se. It's a combination of people who decide this is where we're going to go.
Okay.
And that's more like the provincial or the federal kind of jurisdiction, but you can influence taxes, garbage collection, a lot of down-to-earth things that affect you on a day-to-day basis. But nobody was talking health.
Wow.
And that's my area for a long time. When I was at G, I was a medical specialist for G. I've written for Pride News magazine.
Wow.
When I did my own show at CHRY and Vibe with Allan Booker Jones Live, there's always a health section. Because I really love biology, that's the thing. I had a teacher called Mr. Logue who passed away recently in Jamaica. And ever since I remember one time I got 45% in biology, in fourth form. And Mr. Logue said, these are the people holding back the class. And called the name Allan Jones with some dunce people. I said, why? So me and my friend Evan Brown said, we now stay the so. Let's study. And from that, every exam I came first, Evan Brown came second.
Wow.
And that's a true thing. Till when I left Excelsior High School in Jamaica, Mr. Lowe would always remind people about the student Allan Jones, because I became well known because I did well, and it has kept me, and I've had this interest around health, because it's biology. And I still keep it because I find our community is predisposed to diabetes. So when we talk a little bit more about that, but what I'm saying, the commonality, nobody was talking health. And nobody's talking health even now except me. But I'll wait until you pose the next question to expand on it.
Share with your professional background when it comes to health and everything that you've done in the past years.
Yeah, let's talk about diabetes per se, because diabetes, it has been documented by the medical officer of health in Peel that diabetes is the leading cause of death. And you know why? Because we have 44% South Asians that make up the population of Brampton. That's 44%. Blacks make up 14%, total 58%, and those two groups are particularly predisposed to diabetes.
Wow.
So it's a high propensity for becoming diabetic. When you become diabetic, what happens? You can go blind, you can get a stroke, you can get a heart attack, you can get kidney problems. If you go in any dialysis unit in and around Brampton right now, it's packed with Indians, packed with black people. And when you have to get dialysis, it's almost like you tie up a donkey for 8 hours every day, 3 days per week. Because you're tethered to this machine and you have to be there. If you do it at home, every night you have to put on all kind of machine. And I'm not trying to make a joke of it. I'm just telling you how debilitating and how restrictive it is. So there are a lot of people who, even though Brampton might excel economically, cannot be a part of the process because they're sick. And we need, even to occupy the beds in the hospital, a lot of people with diabetes because of the other problems that can come. You can lose limbs too with diabetes. A lot. It's a big problem.
Big deal.
It's part of a worldwide epidemic right now. And not just Indians and black people, but a lot of, it's like everybody is increasing because the lifestyle, the type of food we eat, people not exercising, so on and so forth. So I want to make that to be a key issue.
Okay.
So that when I get to City Hall, downtown Brampton, and to the regional council, I can bring this, I can identify this as something that we need to work on, because you can do everything else. If you don't have health, you can't do anything. Health is key. That's the baseline. That's base one, first base. Most people on third base, oh, I'll bring jobs, I'll bring blah, blah, blah. That's all good, and it's beautiful to hear that. But you have to ensure that people are healthy to be able to enjoy those things. So that's my main thrust, health. So if you live in wards 2 and 6, and health is a concern to you, where should I look? That one?
Yes.
Kim have a lot of camera around here. Health is my major thing, and that's where I'm going to be pushing. And I'll do all the other things. Mental health is also an issue of mine.
Yes, it is.
Because we have problems, not just the black community, but everybody seems to have some mental health issue. It's a lot of pressure. I want to bring the police and the criminal justice people and the young people, and I'm not just saying young people meaning black people, every young person who have any sort of problem, and their parents, who want to bring them on a regular basis so that they can talk and they can dialogue, not just wait until they have a confrontation. Because that's what happens right now. There's a confrontation, police and black youth meet, gunfire, black youth die, or whatever happens. We want to bring them in a calm situation so they can talk and they can see what the problems are or the problems could be down the road. I believe in addressing problems before they occur, just like with health. You go before the diabetes and prevent it from happening or keep it from happening for a long time. And that's a big saving to the community because you save hospital beds, medicines. So you save from a city level, from a provincial level, and from a federal level, and from a regional level.
Wow.
Everybody. So it's a money-saving approach. So what can the city do? The city can use the resources they have, the common spaces, like the community halls, the buses. Everywhere you go in Brampton, there should be a big billboard talking about diabetes in different forms, so that people are sensitized to this. You know, can have competition in the schools. The schools can have competition with the young people around diabetes prevention. Get some big company to give them a trip to Disney World or whatever. Make it big. So a lot can be done from the city level, but nothing is being done right now from the city level. I want to energize that and bring that to bear. So that's my main thrust.
Wow, that's awesome. That is really incredible. That I could hear the passion that you have.
No, man, I do have the passion. I know a lot of people with diabetes, you know, they phone me all the time. I have a friend, she's on the dialysis machine. I pray with her. Sometimes I feel like I'm a pastor, but you know, I don't mind that because we all have to minister. And if people call out for help, I'll give you a little example. We were canvassing in a mall on Sunday gone, and a lady who I talked to before, she came back outside and she looked worried, flustered, and said, I said, what happened, baby? No, I didn't say baby, sorry. What happened? I said, what happened, ma'am? And she said, she said, I lost my wallet. And I said, really? And I just started humming a prayer in my mind. And then I saw her boyfriend after a while. I said, did she find it? He said, no. I said, come here, let's pray. So I just put my hands on him and we just right beside the car and just pray right there. About 10 minutes after I saw them laughing, I said, what happened? I said, we got the wallet. I just said, praise God.
Yeah.
And the lady came to me and hugged me and said, I'm really going to vote for you, sir. I really gonna. And the man came and he said, blessings, blessings, blessings. It felt so good. Not that she's going to vote for me, but that she found the wallet. You know, it was nice, and God answers prayer. So I felt good, I felt empowered, and I praise God for that.
Amen. So who can you expect to vote for you this coming election?
Just about anybody who believes in health, healthcare. If healthcare is a concern of yours, you need to vote for Allan Jones. And even if you can't vote and you know people live in wards 2 and 6, call them, encourage them to vote for me. And how do you know what wards 2 and 6? I said it earlier,
Yeah.
but you can go onto my website, Allan Jones Councillor, COUNCILLOR.ca, and all the details are there. So please do.
And you can also find them on Facebook too.
Yeah,
if you want to
Allan,
connect and
Allan
follow
Bucker
them.
Jones. And there's another, I think Vote Allan Jones is also a Facebook page.
Okay, awesome. And then you have these.
Oh yeah, these are all over the place. Some look nice, man. So check it out. It tells you everything, you know, the details of my thing. And I kind of outlined most of that already anyway. Let me just itemize the things I'm doing. You know, I'm looking for a healthy Brampton, really. Healthy economy, but also healthy residents. So from a healthy economy standpoint, I want to keep city taxes stable or minimize increases. I want to piggyback on the Downtown Reimagine project. There's a Downtown Reimagine project being discussed. In fact, they have decided on it already. And you can Google it, Downtown Reimagined, and they're going to change up that whole Four Corners section at Queen and Highway 10, Main Street. All kind of bicycle pathway you can walk. And I'm looking forward to that because I find Brampton downtown can be jazzed up, you know? Like we have the Rose Theatre, it's like hidden.
Everything is hidden.
You would never pass
never know.
the Four Corners and know that there's a Rose Theatre there. There's no sign saying Rose Theatre, welcome to Brampton or whatever. We need to rejuvenate downtown.
We do.
And that's what I want to be a part of. There's a LRT project, a light rapid transit that was coming from the bottom of Urantia all the way up to City Center at the GO station. They had money from the provincial government to do it, but the City Council voted against it, so it's not on the table anymore. I think we could look at it again and see how we can get something like that going. Ryerson University is coming, campus is coming downtown Brampton in 2022. That's going to bring a lot of new influx into people into the city, new jobs. It's going to be a whole new ballpark. And there's traffic gridlock. You travel around Brampton any time of day. Nowadays it's as if you can't move. And it's because of the lack of planning. They build the houses, but they don't improve the infrastructure like the roads. We want to say if you're going to have a new housing development, where are these people going to travel? And I think 70% of the people I hear in Brampton travel out of Brampton for work every day. So you have a lot of transit going on and people need to be able to travel easily. We talked about, from a healthy resident standpoint, we talked about the diabetes already. And there's a hospital bed shortage. You go to the Civic and you're sick, you might have to stay in a hallway for a few days. No, it's funny, but it's true. It's sad, you know. But I believe, without doing any study, that there are a lot of diabetics who are occupying people with diabetes who transform into other diseases like high blood pressure, heart disease, and so on and so forth. Gum disease, that's a big thing that comes from diabetes. If you brush your gum and you see it bleeds, that's a start of gum disease. So don't let them tell you that certain toothpaste can stop it. You need to go to the dentist and have that looked at. I talk about mental health, I talk about dialogue, and also something I'd love to see is more family-oriented exercise facility, like you could go with your two little daughters, and adults and children can exercise together. Because the family who exercises together, just like the family who prays together, stays together.
Amen.
So we want to do positive things for the community. And trust me, if I win, or when I win.
When you win.
Yeah, we're claiming that in the name of the Lord. When I win, you can phone me anytime, any place.
Amen.
And I'll come and I'll respond to you. I'll see what I can do, because my job is to be your servant. And I accept that responsibility humbly.
You heard that, Brampton? Allan Jones.
Not just Brampton, Brampton.
Brampton. Allan Jones is saying he will be our servant. So we need to vote for Allan Jones. When is election?
Election is October 22nd.
October 22nd.
But right now, early, that's a Monday. And I know a lot of people just always say, I'm going to vote for you, and then election day, well, done already. Please don't bother with that. Just if you have to vote, make it a commitment and need it to come out. In the municipal election, the turnout rate is 30%. That's bad.
Yeah.
Even if we uptick it to about 50%, that would be excellent. So if you can vote, and you have to be a citizen. Okay, so people with permanent, what do you call it?
Permanent residency?
Permanent
Yes.
residency, yeah. You won't be able to vote. You have to be a citizen. So go out if you're a citizen and put your X beside Allan Jones. I'd really appreciate it. And you'll be proud of me. We've done a lot in the community with the Jambana. We do so many things. I even forget sometimes because you know you're just catching up on me. I'm in my 60s now. But God is good. Yeah. With the Jambana, I've been on the board of directors of the Canadian Jamaica Canadian Association.
Wow.
I've got some awards. Black Star Movement in November 2016 gave me the Milestone Community Service Achievement Award.
Wow.
For my unwavering passion, unparalleled excellence, and inspirational work ethic. I did say so, that's what they said. In 2016, I received the Friends of Africa Humanity Award for my remarkable sacrifice to help fight Ebola disease in West Africa. And I tell you why they gave it to me. I was at CHRY/Vibe then, and I interacted and gave a lot of information around Ebola. I even spoke to people in Sierra Leone, and the people from Sierra Leone really appreciated what I did.
Wow.
I emceed a lot of their events, and I did it because, you know what, they're family, and even if they're not black people, they're part of the worldwide family, and it's health. So I jumped in and I did that. And I received a Media Award of Excellence from the Sickle Cell Awareness Group back in 2011. I was the president of the Sickle Cell Association, work with lots of people, Canadian Diabetes Association, Cancer Society. Right now I'm a volunteer with the Rouge Caribbean Philanthropic Council of the Scarborough and Rouge Hospital Foundation. As a broadcaster, I hosted and produced the musical Triangle for 3.5 years at CKLN Radio. I was at Rice University, it has closed now.
Wow.
For a year I hosted and co-hosted Grapevine on G98.7. I was also a producer. I produced the morning show with Mark and Jem for a year, and I was also the station's medical specialist. 2014 I went to CHRY Radio, and which became Vibe, and I hosted Allan Bucker Jones Live. So, do a lot. I'm also a cartoonist.
Wow.
I can sing, just like Sister Kim.
All you're missing is
and I
Nobel
MC
Peace
a lot of
Prize.
stuff. So, God has blessed me with a lot of abilities, and I give God thanks.
Oh, wow.
Anything else, Sister Kim?
No, I'm thinking all you're missing right now is the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, that will come in time. Don't rush it, man.
This is awesome. Well, he definitely has my vote for Brampton. And I know that
you live in Brampton?
Yes, I live in Brampton. I am in Brampton. He has my vote for Brampton. And I know he has all your votes for Brampton. Allan, it's been such a wonderful time.
Can I close with something else?
Yes.
Don't just vote for me because I'm black. Because a lot of people do that. I vote for that person, and then when they get in office, they don't do square. Vote for me because you're convinced that I'm going to do the things I say I will do. My track record is there already. And I'm not, you know, on the road and people say, Mr. Jones, I remember what you did for me. And I'm like, well, really? It's good to be good, and I'm trying to be good. All right? So vote for me, not because I'm black, but because I can help the community and help you personally. Thank you so much. Thanks for your vote. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Gospel music.
Gospel music.
Gospel music.